John Petrucci's Guitar Universe 2017. Was it worth it? Let's find out. Okay, so let's talk about some different aspects of this event. So first of all, the place. The place was really nice. It was in Glen Cove Mansion exactly. It was on Long Island, so not so far from New York. From JFK to Glen Cove it was like 50 minutes by train, so it was not so far. The place was really nice. The standard of rooms was really high, like 4 stars. I think it was the Glen Cove Mansion is 4-star hotel. If you have ever had a chance to play Mafia game, the front of the building of Glen Cove Mansion is really similar. So that was kind of funny. For sure, there was a very special, like 1920s vibe of this place. Very cool. We had their gym, we had their pool. It was open for every guest, so there was a chance to practice not only on guitar but also at the gym. The staff was really helpful and nice, so and I don't have a bad word to say about it. I've chosen a shared room with another camper, which was Andrew. Regards to him. The accommodation was really nice. Organization. It was organized by Dreamcatcher Events, and I have to say that everything was done very well. So we've got 3 meals a day. The meals were really nice. It was all on time, like the lessons were on time. All the special events like the barbecue or wine tasting, it was also all on time, so that's a really big plus. I want to thank very much people from Dreamcatcher Events, the Billy, and especially Tony. You were extremely helpful, guys. By the way, I think in a couple of weeks there will be like 4 interviews / workshops with a few of those prominent guys. I want to thank for really professional attitude and help in organizing all those interviews that will be out soon. Okay, the classes. So the most important part of this event for sure. We had like 6 classes a day by various artists. There were 2 classes by John Petrucci a day. It was like 1 hour 15 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer. So twice a day with John Petrucci's. There were like over 200 of campers there, so a lot of people. In the classes of John Petrucci's, all of us were there, so the room was full. But on the other classes, in a smaller groups, so you could choose like one of the 4 classes. For example, the first day from 10:15 to 11:15 a.m. It was like Andy James, Rusty Cooley, Devin Townsend, Jason Richardson and Dave LaRue at the same time. Okay, so you could choose one of the lecturers. I think that those classes were very cool because due to the smaller groups of people, like for example 30, between 25 to 40 people, it was much easier to have that personal contact between you and the lecturer. For example, if you just wanted to ask some kind of question or just present something that you play, the way that you played or something like this, it was like better personal contact, so that's in plus. Unfortunately, there wasn't such a personal contact in John Petrucci's classes because, you know, over 200 people at the same time. Of course you were able to ask a question, but it was like impossible to show something, for example, and then to get some feedback or something like this, you know. Of course, at John's classes, topics covered were kind of broad, so I think the majority could take something to themselves from those information, but yeah, it was not so good when it comes to talk about this kind of personal contact. Due to great variety of different artists there, you had a chance to learn really broad things. For example, Stig Matheson was one of the coolest guys when it comes to talk about improvisation. Yeah, a real monster. His level is unbelievable. But yeah, from e-training, like Tony McAlpine, he told us how to develop your ear, which is kind of important in being a musician. And what else? Speeding on guitar by Rusty Cooley and Jason Richardson. Open tunings by Devin and also Andy McKee. So the great variety of topics, some kind of music industry issues also. It was by Devin, I think. The cooperation between the drummer and bass player in your band, like by Dave LaRue and Mike Mangini. Yeah, the topics were really broad, so that's for sure in plus. Unfortunately, you were unable to be at the same time on different classes, but you had a chance to make it very personal, because you had a chance to choose one of the topics that you were interested in. And you know, all these artists, like, there were kind of big names there. So, of course, John Petrucci, Andy McKee, Annie James, Tosin Abasi from Animals Leaders, Dave LaRue, like bass player from John Petrucci's solo project, and Mike Mangini, Stig Matheson, like Rusty Cooley, Doug Doppler, Tony McAlpine, of course. The lineup was like a little mind-blowing there, so after a few days it was like not something very strange that you are walking through the mansion and then, for example, John Petrucci is standing 1 meter next to you at the hall or something like this. That was kind of surrealistic thing, but yeah, very cool. It was very cool. And after a few days, it just became normal. So that's true. So organization of all those lessons was really good. Like I said before, everything was on time. The schedule was really from early hours to the night. Because after the classes there were like different concerts, different jam sessions to choose. The last day was the day of John Petrucci's solo project with Dave LaRue and Mike Mangini. That was the final concert. Really cool stuff. There were also, I think it's my favorite, the Andy McKee show. I can't remember the other time I was that touched by some kind of show. So yeah, definitely one of the best shows, not only in John Petrucci's guitar universe there, but like a lifetime thing. So Andy McKee, yeah, the show was really cool. The tunes were really cool, and your performance was like unbelievable. Okay, so after this kind of show, you could go to jam sessions, various jam sessions. The camper jamming was with Rusty, Jason, Stig, Doug Doppler, and a bunch of different guys. So the schedule was really tough. All in all, it was like 3 full days, and the days like the Monday, the day that all those people just arrived to Glen Cove Mansion.
I have to make the pose like the advertisement. Welcome. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I was worried that nobody would come.
There were also some special features about this camp. For example, wine tasting, which was really cool. By the way, I think that it was Mark Snyder there, which was who was the owner of this winery, situated in Brooklyn, I think. We've been talking about some Tesla cars, so regards, Mark. The second day was a barbecue time. In a schedule it was written like barbecue with Chef John or something like this. Yeah, barbecue with Chef John and friends. I was thinking like, who the is Chef John? I thought that Chef John would be like 65-year-old fat man giving some kind of food to us or something. But I was really surprised when I saw John Petrucci himself doing some barbecue things there. It was really surprising for I think not only for me, but for the other campers too, I think. That was really funny moment. Dreamcatcher events, cool. Okay, I also got some gifts from John Petrucci's Guitar Universe. It was also very cool from Dreamcatcher events and John to give like this kind of stuff. What do we have here? Like TC Electronic, yeah, wiretap riff recorder. It could be useful, I think. This cool box with pics of all those different artists. Yeah, really nice to get something like this. The back from Musicians Institute from LA. Okay, the pricing. I've heard some rumors from people from America, Canada and all those places. Like it's kinda expensive. The shared room with meals included, it was like $2,100 with all these taxes. It was kind of expensive, even for Americans. For me personally, and I think for a bunch of different people, also it was really expensive. For example, $1 is nowadays 3.7 zloty, so there is a big difference here. It was like I said, really expensive for me. And you know, I always wanted to go to this kind of camp and visit New York, of course. Yeah, I thought it would be stupid not to visit such a historical places when I was like really close. I think 80% of this knowledge you can find on YouTube, to be honest, and you can learn from, for example, the tossing things like slapping and stuff like that. There are some DVDs and stuff like this. So yeah, I think the 80% of this kind of knowledge is available for free on YouTube. But here you have this chance to meet all those people, and not only the lecturers, like the top of the top, yeah, you know, but also the fellow guitar players from all over the world. It was mind-blowing for me. That was that international. There were people from Australia, there from Brazil, I'm from Poland, so from Europe, Iceland, Canada, people from the States, from different parts of the States, Saudi Arabia, Ali, big regards, nice guy. So the atmosphere and the chance to talk to all those people, including lecturers and fellow campers, this is the thing that you could not get from just sitting and watching YouTube. So this is the difference. And for sure, the campers were really different. There was a group of people who were just like big fans of all those guitarists. So there's one kind of group there. The different group consisted of all those fantastic players. Yeah, there were very cool guys among them. And yeah, recording CDs and playing some music videos, so like kind of professional vibe here. So yeah, the group was the whole group was very various. Yeah. So are you going to be #1 world famous guitar player after this kind of event like John Petrucci's Guitar Universe? I think no, especially overnight. But are you going to get some decent advice there, like very specific information, which maybe now stops you from going further and achieve like a higher level of your playing? I think yes, it's possible. But remember, all this knowledge is worthless unless you sit with your guitar and practice like hours, like days, months, years. I think it's up to you to go there and just listen and go back home and do nothing with it. I think it's not worth it. Oh, maybe you just want to meet, you're a fan and you just want to meet all those fantastic guitarists and stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to be a better guitar player, and if you have this kind of plan to sit with guitar and practice big time, after the classes, I think it's pretty good idea. For me, it was really good form to spend my time, like half being at work, like doing some interviews, learning new stuff and things like this. And on the other hand, like visiting New York, yeah, it was very cool balance between those. And yeah, I have pretty decent pictures from the New York. If you haven't been there yet, I think it's a good idea to go there if you have a chance. So all in all, it was kind of expensive, but I think it was all worth it. Like the place, the standard of rooms, the standard of all the place, like Glenkov mentioned, the meals and the classes. I think yeah, it was worth it. So at the end, I want to thank once more like Dreamcatcher Events for being extremely helpful. Billy, Tony, big regards. I want to thank Andrew, my roommate, who also was very helpful, and he helped me with all those interviews that are going to be out soon. I want to thank also all the fellow campers, and they're from all over the world. It was a great pleasure to meet you all, guys. Okay, at the end, be sure to check out my music. No matter if you are interested in some kind of heavy playing or more delicate acoustic stuff, you will find both on this channel. So thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe and see you soon.